I've got two really simple upcycles I'm going to do today. I might use this bottle actually instead of this one. I haven't decided yet. One of them is using just a plastic pot like this. This had cornstarch in it. And the others are plastic bottles. Now before I start, I want to get this one right first. And I want to saw off, just using a normal saw, the top bit here. I don't want it to look like a plastic pot that has been upcycled. Well, now I've got that done, all I'm going to do is go around this and sand this off so it's lovely and smooth. If you don't want to take that extra step there and cut that off, then you can leave it on. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world. Well, that's all done now, and all I need to do is take this label off and then give it a really good clean. All I'm going to use is just some soapy water for that. That's all nice and clean now. All I need to do is give it a quick dry, and then I'm going to go over it lightly all the way with a little bit of sandpaper. This is really important when you're painting on plastic because it gives it a bit of a key and allows your paint to stay on it better. I'm not spraying this today, it's far too hot. If not, normally I would have probably sprayed this. Give that a bit of a wipe over. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is paint some green onto this. Just going around this base bit. See, look how nice and easy that goes on there now. You might need 2 coats depending on what colour you've got underneath. So now I've got my blue mixed up, and all I'm going to do is paint around the whole thing in blue. Right up to where I've put that green. And these would be ideal to make with your kids or just to make for yourself. I've got no young kids in my family anymore, which is a real shame. But I still enjoy and love making things like this. It's just relaxing and fun. And they can be useful too. So now I'm going to take a little bit of white. And while that's still damp, that blue, I'm going to go in there and do kind of like some clouds. We're using this bit of sponge. There we go, that'll do. Now I need to put that to one side and let that dry in this temperature today for about 10 minutes, I should think. But on a normal day, probably an hour. So first thing we need to do with this next bottle is take off, and this is just an old, thin old water bottle. Just take off this plastic top. And if there's any sticky on it, which I can feel there, I'm just going to quickly go over that with some 99% alcohol, which will take that off. I don't want that on there. Don't be tempted to use acetone because it's sometimes too heavy for these bottles. And what I like about these bottles is they've already got a shape here that you can cut out. So all I'm going to do is put my knife in there like that. Now this bit you might want to do for your kids. And then I'm following around that shape. And you'll see why in a minute. There we go. So that gives us that really pretty shape going all the way around. Now this isn't sharp, so you don't need to worry too much about that. Now on here, I need to make sure that that is going to fit through and still have enough base. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to poke my knife through there, like that, and trim a little bit off, or cut into it a little bit. And now, without measuring, because why would anyone measure, I'm going to go around there like that. I'm going to put just a couple or 4 little nicks in there. Let me show you how deep I've done them, if I can find the one I've just done. So there's one there. Do one opposite, and then at each cut them in quarters as well. So now I've got those bits done like that. And now what I'm going to use is a lighter for this, and I'm going to run my lighter along here and fold them over. I'm not melting the plastic, I'm just softening it, and I think that's the important thing. Don't melt it, don't leave it on there too long, just soften it off a little bit. So I'm going to go round and I'm going to do all of those like that. So now that's all done, all I need to do is go around and trim these off. And you might be thinking, well, why has he bothered to do that? Well, the reason is this is a flimsy bottle. It's a water bottle. So they're not making it out of the best, thickest plastic. And by doing that, you get a much more solid and sturdy base to put it on. And the reason I heat it, rather than just flipping these over and kind of crimping them over, is because if you don't, it doesn't keep its shape as well. It kind of goes a square, dimply shape. By doing this, you get a much neater circular shape. And it finishes off quite nice. So next thing we need to do is take this top off here. And I'm also going to take this bit of plastic out of here. Take those off. And now we need to make a hole big enough for this to actually go through in the top here. So I'm going to take my marker pen. I want to make it quite central. Here's a little trick for you. If you find your marker pen is making it far too big, get a micro brush like this. Rub it on your marker pen quite a lot. Put that on there like that. Central as you can get it. And then use this as your marker pen and going round. So I'm getting it much closer now. So there we go. I've got my circle there. And if that's not big enough, I can always take a bit off. But what I can't do is add a bit on. Now, you can use an easy way of doing this, but I want to show you a quick way of doing it. I wouldn't let you kids do this again. All I'm doing is heating up my blade with my lighter here. Work in a well-ventilated area as well. You don't want to be breathing this in. Heating up my knife and then using that heat to cut neatly through that plastic. It does take a bit of time. There we go. Let's see if that'll fit in. And it will. Fits in there perfect, like that. This is such a simple one as well. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. And now all I'm going to do is put that top on there really tightly, like that. And then check that it's waterproof. If it's not waterproof, then I'll put some hot glue in that top. But it should be waterproof. And you can spray these, you can colour them, you can do all sorts of things with them. It's entirely up to you. And it actually becomes a lot more stable once you've got the water in it. And we are growing, and we have loads of them in our garden this year. So many. Sweet peas. All I'm going to do is use that as a vase for my sweet peas. And I think that's come out really, really pretty. Very easy to do. It's actually much better if you've got a more conical shaped bottle, so your base is bigger. But you can actually put something on that base to make it more stable if you want to. Well, I've edited this in because after I'd finished recording, we emptied this bottle of squash. It had Robinson's summer fruits in it. So I thought I'd just show you quickly that you can make them that are larger. And then that one, all I've done is cut a scalloped edge out of it around the top. And because this is a heavier duty base, I didn't need to do the cutting and the bending over. So I just thought I'd show you what they look like made out of a larger one. You could even fill that with coloured resin or a little bit of resin-crete or anything like that, and that would give it a bit of weight. But I like it just the way it is. Pretty cut top. Ideal for putting my little sweet peas in. So let's get back to the other one. So now that's dry, what I'm going to do is my final coat of green going all the way around the edge just to tidy it up. And I'm also going to put a little bit of flicked grass in there as well. Can't wait to show you what I'm going to put on this. So now I've done that, all I'm going to do is flick some grass on it. Some little strands of grass by going up like that. Flicking up. And that just softens that edge off a little bit. So I've printed that using a design that I put together on my Cricut. But if you don't have a Cricut, you can get things like this or draw something if you want. Done this on water slide paper because I use an inkjet printer. Just a standard, bog standard one for the house. But what I like to do, whenever I'm using water slide paper, I like to seal it first before I use it with yacht varnish and let that dry. Or if you can't get hold of yacht varnish, any varnish really. A spray varnish generally. So give it a good shake, and then all I do is give it 3 little sprays like that and let it dry in between. So when I mean 3 little sprays, I don't mean 3 little bursts of spray. I mean, I'll let that dry, spray it again quickly, let it dry, and then spray it again quickly. It just makes a massive difference when you're going to put this on to whatever you're using. Now that's dry enough for me to do the next stage, and what that is, I'm going to spray this again using the yacht varnish. And the reason is, acrylic paint on plastic looks great, but it scratches really easily, and this will help it not scratch. So I'm going to do a light coat all the way over. Now to prevent it not scratching, and I've shown this in lots of videos, you prime it first, but it was just too hot to do it today. There we are. Now you can use a matte or a gloss. I want the gloss. And I'm going to leave that to dry and then I'll do another coat. Well, that's drying. What I'm going to do is quickly fussy cut around this. Now it's all dry. I'm not very good at that, but there we go. It just makes it look a little bit neater when it's on. There we are. That'll be fine like that. Might take that side in there a little bit. And this should be dry enough now for me to apply this. So I'm going to work back on my mat and not on the bit of brown paper. I'll keep that because I need that in a minute. And all I'm going to do here is put some water down here, like that. And then pop that on the water for about 2 or 3 minutes. So that should have had long enough now, and all I need to do is take that up like that and just move it. Yeah, it's moving lovely now. And then I can pop that where I want it, like that, and slide that onto there, and then move it so it's in position. Get rid of any bubbles that are under it. Now, if you want it to come out true colour, you would have to have a white underneath this one because this is the clear one. But I want it that colour. I want it like that. Straighten it up. And the reason I spray it first is because I find it's a lot more robust. And you can play around with it a little bit more, especially if it's got a little crinkle in it somewhere. You can get that crinkle out. I find it's just much easier to handle like that. Plus, it seals all the ink in. Now, all I'm using is a dry cloth to go over that with. There we go. He's nearly finished. And I'll leave that to dry before I finish off the final bit for it. So now that's on there, lovely and dry, all I'm going to do is give it one last coat of the spray yacht varnish, making sure I go over the sticker and the edges of that sticker. That'll seal that in again completely, and that'll make that sticker permanent on there as well. Or that water decal slide or water slide. That's all finished now and lovely and dry. I'm really pleased how that has come out. I think that's so cute. You could plant plants in that, or you could put different bits and things in it, use it as a little tiny rubbish bin, have it on your desk. But what I've got it for is my little pencil jar that I keep in here has become too full. And I can't find half the bits, and that's because I use so many different things in this. So what I'm going to do is I'm keeping this now just for my pencils and pens, and this one I can keep for my micro brushes. I think that's really cute. It's going to look nice in here, but if you wanted to, you could put a plant in it or use whatever. So that's 2 really simple upcycles using plastic bottles that you can make and use really, really easily. Big thank you to Frank. He knows why. Thank you, Frank. If you'd like to buy me a coffee, then the link for that is in the description below. Have a go at these. I'd love to hear about them. Boot that like button, hit that subscribe button. But most of all, enjoy your crafting. Take care. Bye.